All right, Brakata Yahweh, Brakata Hawashai, Brakata Yahweh, Brakata Hawashai, Kalpla Yahweh, Bashan Hawashai, Bashan Hawakakadash, double honor to the elder apostle, a great Moses, rule well, sincere citation and oxygen, and preaching the truth across the four corners of the earth, to the spirit and power Yahweh, Bashan Hawashai, that the hope will let, salutation to the Israelite foreigner that scattered amongst the nations, that believe in the name of Yahweh, Bashan Hawashai, Shalom to the citizens and family that tune into the gospel, preach around the whole world, peace and mercy to you, and who the world inwardly called God is named Yahweh, and who the world inwardly called Jesus Christ is named Yahweh Shai, and we're the Hebrew Israelite that consists of the so-called Negro, Latino, and Native Americans, and those in line descendants go back to one of the 12 tribes of Israel due to the scattering amongst the nations. All right, now this is the article on New York Times, and this is high school football coaches defended opportunity sport to eat pork Lawyers Day. A 17-year-old in Canton, Ohio was forced to eat a pepperoni pizza, even though the coaches were aware he does not eat pork because he is a Hebrew Israelite. A lawyer for the boy family said the police department is investigating. All right, yeah, as a Hebrew Israelite, we're not supposed to eat pork as it's commanded us in the law to not eat swine flesh. Okay, it said a high school football coach in Canton, Ohio, and 7 assistant coaches have been suspended after punishing a 17-year-old for missing a voluntary practice by forcing him to eat pork against his religious beliefs, according to a lawyer representing the boy's family. All right, and that's crazy because I played football in high school, and usually a punishment for missing practice was had a thing called up down or some type of physical exercise or something that was grievous, all right, or push up, but never it was never anything to the extent of oh you got to eat this, all right. So these were basically Jake being demons, all right, to this young Jake. If they knew beforehand, like the article is stating, then they are basically being demons, all right, and did it on purpose. Okay. The Kansas City School District took action against the coaches at McKinley Senior High School after conducting an initial investigation, according to a statement on Wednesday by Jeff Talbert. The district superintendent is also filed a report about the matter with the Kansas Police Department, which is investigating it as a potential hazing episode. So what happened if somebody, let's just say they wasn't um, uh, eating pork because of religious beliefs? Or they could have been, you know, allergic to it. All right, you never know. So you can't just force somebody to eat something that they don't eat. All right, religiously or not. All right, and if you don't, if you haven't ate pork for years, all right, like for my instance, I haven't had pork since 2010. All right, came into the truth. All right. Um, if I was to eat pork now, all right, I'll be thick. All right, because your body will reject it because it's not something natural to eat. All right, so you can't just force people to eat pork. Okay. Back to the article, it said on the last day of classes, May 24th, 4 days after he had missed an optional. This is optional. All right, voluntarily practice session, a 17-year-old and rising senior was forced to eat an entire pepperoni pizza, even though the head coach, Marcus Ratley, and the other coaches knew that he did not eat pork because he was a Hebrew Israelite, according to his family lawyer, Ed Gilbert. He said that the boy's family attended the school district me get an article, scripture. It's Deuteronomy. All right, the law. It's Deuteronomy 14 and 8 in the swine, which is the pig. All right, you don't believe me? Look it up in the Hebrew. All right. The Hebrew word for swine is kadar or kaz. Kadar, Slakia. Kadayar. Alright, hot, swine, boar, swine as a forbidden food. Alright, wild boar. Alright. So you know a hog is a pig. Alright, it's pork. To further prove that, alright, the etymology for pork is the flesh of a pig as food. From own French, pig, swine, boar. See? So that's what it's talking about. Swine is a pig. Alright? Pig, boar, all that. It said, and the swine, because it divided the hoof, yet cheweth not the cud, it is unclean unto you. You shall not eat of their flesh, nor touch their dead carcass. Alright, so you're not even supposed to touch it, you're not even supposed to eat it. Alright, well, it's dead body, and you're not supposed to eat it. Okay? Why? Because it's unclean. Alright, and that's the law, statute, and commandment as the Hebrew Israelite forever. Alright, we're not supposed to eat it. I'll click on the wrong thing. Alright, so let's go back to the article. Let's show you that we're not, that was just to show you that it's in the law that we're not supposed to eat pig. Alright. It said, according to Mr. Gilbert, the 17-year-old was told that his teammate would be forced to do extra drill if he didn't eat the pizza, and that his own standing with the team could be compromised. And that's when he should have left, alright? Because it's going to have to come to a point where you're just going to have to walk away from the situation, alright? Or leave, alright? Whether it be at the job, family, whatever. You're going to have to leave, okay? The coach told him, in order to have respect and stay on his team, you have to eat the pizza. The coaches knew about the student religious beliefs because they had all been at team meals together where the students had made sure to order a meal that did not include pork, Mr. Gilbert said. I don't know what was in this coach's mind. I mean, in today's society, you respect people's religious beliefs. But the Gilbert said you do not make fun of them or make an issue of that. I just don't know where the coach being a demon, alright? Really how much I was trying had it to where he was going to do that to test you. To test your faith, alright? And you failed. You failed. You should have not ate the pizza, alright? Although the coaches allowed the player to remove the pepperoni after he reiterated his belief, Mr. Gilbert said pork residue remained on the pizza. He ate it anyway. Once he had finished, coaches instructed him to do weight exercises on the football field. When a coach who had not been present heard about what happened, he reported it to the school immediately, according to Mr. Gilbert. All right, so somebody reported on it. All right, but you should have integrity. All right, instead, the hell with that. fuck the coaches, fuck the football, and fuck the school or whatever. Fuck that pizza. All right. Now you ate pizza that had pork on it because you wanted to stay on the football team. All right. Look what happened in the ancient time when men would approach to eat pork. All right. I'll bring it up right here. Spirit Maccabees 1:40. Let's get to the full chapter. Our people get killed behind pork. All right, because they didn't want to eat it, and they chose to die and eat pork. All right. It's the verse 41. All right, First Maccabees 1 and the first chapter. Yeah, 1:40. What is this? 41. It said, moreover, King Antiochus was a devil, an Edomite, wrote to his whole kingdom that all should be one people, and everyone should leave his law. So all the heathen agree according to the commandment of the king. Yeah, many also the Israelite contented to his religion. So yeah, a lot of our people that was being wicked and chose to content to the religion of the king. All right, instead of having integrity and sacrifices unto idol and profane the Sabbath. All right, for the king hath sent letters by a messenger unto Jerusalem and the city of Judah, that they should follow the strange laws of the land and forbid burnt offerings and sacrifice and drink offering in the temple, and that they should profane the Sabbath. All right, do things that's outside of the law. All right, outside of the temple, contrary. Compel me before and fame the temple. If they establish the festival days and pollute the sanctuary and holy people, set up altars and grove and chapel of idol and sacrifice swine flesh and unclean beasts. So these devils, they know that we don't eat swine flesh. They know we don't eat pig or pork. All right, but that was a way for them to have our people go off. All right. Let's see, read some more and see what happens. That they should also lead their children uncircumcised and make their souls abominable with all manner of uncleanness and profanation, to the end they might forget the law and change all the ordinances with the order of the law. And whosoever would not do according to the commandment of the king, he should die. So according to a lot of Jacob, it's like, well, we're not going to do that. All right. And a lot of them got put to death. It said, then many of the people were gathered unto them, to wit, everyone that forsook the law, and so they committed evil in the land, and drove the Israelites into secret places, even wherever they could fly for Tekoa. All right. So Jake had to flee, so they wouldn't get put to death. Okay. And it's down here. Verse 52, it said, howbeit many in Israel were fully resolved and confirmed in themselves not to eat any unclean thing. All right, and you should have had that same attitude. Whatever this guy name was, Mr. What's this kid's name? Well, they're not giving the kid's name up. But yeah, you should have had the same attitude. You got the scriptures like this. All right, there's no excuses. Yeah, it's fucked up that they wanted you to do that, but you should have had your mind on the scripture. Okay, remember what our people have went through in the past. This is one of them. Verse 2 again, howbeit, many of Israel were fully resolved and confirmed in themselves not to eat any unclean thing, wherefore they chose rather to die, that they might not be defiled with meat, and that they might not profane the holy covenant. So then they died, and there was a very great wrath upon Israel. So you chose to play sport and rather to um you rather eat pork in order to play football, and instead of doing the opposite, not eat pork and not play football no more. All right, because scripture tell you. Uh, it's in Leviticus 26 and 15. It said, but if you will not hearken to me and will not do all these commandments, and you shall despise my statutes, or abhor my judgment, so that ye will not do all my commandments, but that ye break my covenant, I also will do this unto you. I will even appoint over you terror, consumption, and the burning ague that shall consume the eye and cause sorrow of heart with the mind. You shall sow your seed in vain, for your enemy shall eat it. All right, the curses in Deuteronomy 28. All right, it's Proverbs 1 and 7. The fear of the Lord, how much shall try at the beginning of knowledge, but food defies wisdom and instruction. Those are wisdom and instruction. Not eat pork. All right, eating swine flesh. All right, if you would apply those things, you would fear the Lord, how much shall shine. Matthew 6 and 24. It said, no man can serve two masters, for either he will hate the one and love the other. All right, and things like you love football more than you love the how about shall shine. All right, to keep the law, statutes, commandment. All right, and love the other, or else he will hold to the one and despise the other. You cannot serve God with Yahweh and Mammon. All right, and football can fall underneath Mammon. Okay, and you show which one you love. Football. This is verse 26, Hebrew 10 and 26. For if we then willfully after that we have received the knowledge of the truth, there remaineth no more sacrifice for sin. Alright? But a certain fearful looking for a judgment and fiery indignation, which shall devour the adversary. Alright? This is the so-called white people, alright? And other nations. He that defies Moses' law die without mercy under 2 or 3 witnesses. Alright, and that fall under the Moses law. Alright, not eating flying flesh. Of how much sore punishment suppose ye shall he be thought worthy who hath trodden under foot the Son of God, and hath counted the blood of the covenant wherewith he was sanctified in unholy things, and had done the fight unto the spirit of grace. That's pretty much that. Other than that. This does. What's the almost. There it is. Luke 14. It's the house speaking. Alright, the Lord is in red. If a man come to me and hate not his father and mother and wife and children and brethren and sisters, yeah, and his own life also, he cannot be my disciples. Alright. You gotta deny yourself, alright? You gotta deny yourself. If you don't deny yourself, you can't be the disciple of how about y'all trying. This is an example of somebody that don't hate his own life, alright? Because he still chose to eat the pizza that had the pork residue on it, alright? Back to the Apocrypha, alright? That's pretty much it on. Hold on. It's Second Maccabee 6 and 17. But let this that we have spoken be for a warning unto us. And now will we come to the declaring of the matter in a few words. Eleazar, one of the principal scribes, an aged man, and of a well-favored continent, was constrained to open his mouth and to eat swine flesh. But he chosen rather to die gloriously than to live stained with such an abomination, fitted forth and came of his own accord to the tournament. And it behooved them to come that are resolute to stand out against such things as are not lawful for love of life to be tasted. But they that had the charge of that wicked feast, for the old acquaintance they had with the man, taking him aside, besought him to bring flesh of his own provision, such as was lawful for him to use, and make as if he did eat of the flesh. Then taken from the sacrifice commanded by the king, that in so doing he might be delivered from death, and for the old friendship with them find favor. All right, so they was trying to uh, switch it up, but still make it seem like he ate pork. All right, to deceive the other Israelite, and he had integrity. Because you read on, this what happens. But he began to consider discreetly, and as became his age and the excellency of his ancient years and the honor of his gray head, whereunto he was come, and his most honest education from a child, or rather the holy law made and given by Yahweh. Therefore he acted accordingly and willed them straightway to send him to the grave. Those basically said the hell with y'all and fuck y'all basically. For it becometh not our age that he in any wise to dissemble, whereby many young persons might think that Eleazar, being fourscore years old and 10, was 90 years old, were now gone to a strange religion, and so they through my hypocrisy and basically to be an actor. So he was to act like he was eating swine and flesh, but eating beef. He would be a hypocrite and desire to live a little time and a moment longer should be deceived by me, and I get a thing to my old age and make it abominable. All right, and that also applies to the chip. All right, the market beat when you get presented to that chip. What you gotta take the chip just a little, live a little longer, just a little bit, an extra few days. No, have integrity and the hell with that. For those, for the present time, I should be delivered from the punishment of men, yet should I not escape the hand of the Almighty, neither alive nor dead. Wherefore now manfully changing this life, I will show myself such an one as my age requireth. All right, basically being an elder and taking a charge and leading by example. And leave a notable example to such as be young to die willingly and courageously for the honorable and holy law. And when he had said these words, immediately he went to the torment. All right, they hated his speech. I'll keep on reading. I will get in on this. It's that verse 29, they that led him, changing the good, will they bear him a little before into hatred, because the foresaid features proceeded as they thought from a desperate mind. But when he was ready to die with stripes, he groaned and said, it is manifest unto the Lord that hath the holy knowledge that whereas I might have been delivered from death, I now endure sore pain in body by being beaten, but in soul am well content to suffer these things because I fear him. All right? And that's the spirit. The scripture said, fear not that what man can do with the body, but what can fear him that can destroy your soul and body in hell. All right? And thus this man died, leaving his death for an example of a noble courage and a memorial for virtue, not only unto young men, but unto all his nations. And that's the thing that we have the example to live by. And we're presented by these things like the chip, the vaccination, all right, and the RFID chip, all right. So that's pretty much it. So with that, shalom.